So I'm going to talk to my enemy because I'm supposed to love him. Hi, Donald Trump. I'm really fucking sick and tired of all those stupid emails that all of my emails get. I can't even clean it up until after the election. Would you people just, let me have my social media and my emails back? Y'all are such fucking losers. I don't hate you. Too bad for you, hey? Hi, y'all. This is Beaty-Coffey of the Ministry of Uncover No More. Okay. For all you Christians and post-Christians and ta-da, la, 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 whatever, out there. Do you see in my book, this is Stephen Vincent Benet's Western Star. He's got y'all pegged, bees. As in my old-time friends, bays, I guess, bruz. Do you see my coined word shystery? There's already information on the internet what I mean, but I'm going to talk to the people sitting on the potty after they ate hamburgers for dinner last night. There's also he in there. She and he history. But it's only the good history. So see, I just talked to my neighbor, the one that's the enemy, because I'm commanded to love my neighbor as myself. Okay. Here's my other neighbor to Josh. She loves me every day. Sometimes she loves me a little too much. That means that she just demands to lay in my lap and be petted 100% of the time. So she needs what's called discipline. Okay. Yesterday was Sunday, and it was really weird at one of my primary coffee shops. I'm enjoying my first cup of coffee. My daughter, Era Abigail, gifted me the lovely pot from Japan. Downstairs, guess what I'm going to do? I'm going to learn how to boil coffee like the Japanese do. I've already got the coffee from H Mart, and I'm taking two of my favorite people to H Mart one of these days when I can afford it, because I love the sushi over there, because they hand make it to what you ordered and you just eat it fresh right there, and it's just like being a part of something international. And I like to experience international occasionally because I don't travel. That's hilarious. I don't travel. Oh yeah, I do. But it's a different kind of traveling than most of you. Okay. So it was somebody's birthday yesterday, and we are looking forward to having dinner. And I want to thank that particular person whose birthday it was yesterday, who came out of my womb, because you're coming in strong, helping. As I've always told you, I taught you that you were the bridge child, because you were the right in smack dab in the middle with the one that was born, the one after you was born, just like your mother was, in 45 minutes. But my dad at least got my mom to the hospital. I have never called my son a bowel movement. My mother's, and I said, and I quote, "It was like having just a big bowel movement when I delivered you." My mother did not know how to bless people. And she used all the excuses in the world to keep doing to her daughter what she did to me her whole life. And I'm forgiving her. And in loving memory of the work she did do, because she couldn't cope with this society. But she did a lovely work in churches that I no longer go to. I need to let my dad's ashes rest in peace in two separate places that I have invested in. And the only way I'm going to do that is to never, ever, 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 ever again set foot in anything Christian. As a matter of fact, if you want the honest truth, when I go to one of my coffee shops in Austin, they come in with their big old fucking Bibles. Mostly penises, because they're still chauvinists. You can't hide it. You can't hide from me. I'm heading for 51 years Christian. You don't put it past a woman that old in the Lord. You just don't. Now, I'm 58 and don't look it. Until you see my tear-stained eyes because of the article that took where did all the trouble start in my married life with all those people? Where did all the trouble start? The trouble started in my parents' master bedroom that my oldest son is now sleeping in. Excuse me, with his dear wife. My dad, at that point in time, my husband, because we were still having children, and I stood there with my mother, who I am now forgiving, and we decided to build a second house on that property. If you think I had free will as the child born from the hands of the woman who changed my diapers and the man who nailed a lot of boards for 2 houses with his big brother, if you think that I could turn to them and say, it is not going to be good for Curtis to be handed a multi-million-dollar property, think again. I chose time and again to stay married to Curtis. He is forgiving me, and I am forgiving him for what happened in those 35, going on 36 years. But there are some bridges too far. And so I explained to him clearly today, before he went to his lovely job, that I will be writing a document. I had told my oldest son, the one that is actually sleeping where my parents slept for years, that I was going to write the story and bring him the handwritten copy, the handwritten words. My son, it is going to be my living will. I am not being allowed to get a will written. I am being prevented. Excuses are being made. Yet again, because I'm just a woman that everybody has thrown to the side, except for my 10 children, in their life. And so the truth will come out eventually. I'm not mentioning what I've done to be this free today, but I am in line with my ministry. And if I had to put my children through that, you can be damn sure I will put the entire Republican Party through something. So stay posted. We ain't at the election just yet. I will turn political. Give me 2 seconds of your time to do it. I don't know how long it's going to take me on the earth this time. I am very busy. Rejoicing with those who rejoice, weeping with those who weep. I have friends. They are powerful. To me, whether you think they are is none of my business. Now, this is going on Stephen Vincent Benet's place with T.S. Eliot. I paired two of the greatest poets of our time on a blog. If I put somebody on a blog, it's because I am telling the shystery story and none other, and I need them to dip into the past of goodness. I don't believe in throwing the baby away with the bathwater. Most people I know are into infant baptism and shit. Baptism as a whole, if you don't do it exactly their way, they kick you out. If you're a woman, you're just that much more a sinner. Now, don't we all know that's the way it is in the Protestant and Catholic church paradigms? Muslims are worse. They cut off women's and children's and everybody's hands, feet, you name it. They cut it off. Gouge out eyes. Maybe behead. They behead. They crucify on crosses. They do all that bullshit. At least they can't do that to us here, and I am grateful. As are my daughters, because some of them were the witches of Salem. And you shouldn't have killed them either. But the biggest wicked in America is trying, small a, America, is trying to come forth again. And that was holistically, primarily against the African Americans who have been slave traded for eons of time. And I am reading Caste by Isabel Wilkerson. I have 11 hours left. It is grueling, the truth, and I'd give zero fucks for what anybody else says to me about history. I don't want your opinions. I don't want you to waste my time. I have had so much fucking time wasted in 58 years. I've wept for myself. And now I will quote the Bible. Do not weep for me, O daughters of Jerusalem. Weep for yourselves, whomever you are. Because men are still at it. Not my men, you understand. Not mine. Just men. Don't fuck which ones. Just go check the news and you can tell they're still at it. So I'm going to close this rather yucky blog article message with directly after the curse that you just saw, but you can't read, which is good. I'm glad people don't understand me anymore. I'm sick and tired of your ugly ways. I'll quote the good book again, all you fucking Baptists, Study to show thyself approved. Yeah. All right. Book 1 from Western Star by Stephen Vincent Benet. Quote, ... Gather the dedicate of the Northwest Passage, the seekers of the false lodestone, drowned in the dark. It must be there. We know that it must be there. We lost 3 ships out of 4, but it must be there. Our admiral believed it unto the end. And then another set of parentheses. There was a wind over England, and it blew. There is ice to the north, and Spain has the golden mines. But in between there are wonders. Have we not seen? A fair, fresh land, yea, an earthly paradise. We touched at the shore. We gathered up sassafras, and the savages came smiling with little gifts, a gentle people and comely. We saw the pearls. There were baskets full of the pearls in every hut. We saw the sand of the rivers bright with gold. Yet, being few, we departed. But next year, for we questioned their king, a sober and stately prince, and he swears that beyond the mountains, gather them up, period. Let me teach you something that I am being taught at the same time. Do you see where he says, gather them up, period? Do you see how they put it way over there? He's stopping and starting again. And I will begin to tell you when they do that, because T.S. Eliot does it as well. It's a high-level idea. I'm going to start practicing it in my written work. And maybe if I break out into poetry on my blogs, which I will probably do, seeing as how I, fuck Twitter. Fuck you. Excuse me. Lilith here. Okay, so this last piece is in parentheses. Quote, have you seen the live Indian at the Rose and Crown? He drinks strong ale like a Christian and knows his name. Nay, this is the honest Indian. The one before was not but a blackamoor with a painted face, and hath since avouched it, sore to his keeper's shame. Unquote. ... End quote. Can you tell that I use the speaker when I'm texting sometimes? And I learned I have to do the punctuation, which is what you're going to get in my videos now. I'm learning a lot. I'm sorry, the video is a strange way. I don't care. Here, let's not care some more and put you to black as I close. There is not one person of any color who is going to escape Stephen Vincent Benet. It is true that when the white people, European people primarily, Nordics, all of that, came onto the shores, that they were going to take land away. But if anybody doesn't remember the vile mistreatment of one another in tribal situations, you're just full of shit. There's not any people groups that treat each other civilly in the world. Y'all all had to bonk each other to straighten your asses up. Since the beginning of the, however, fairly well developed humans came to be. I'm going to have an extremely famous quote from my beloved Rudolf Steiner, well documented, probably framed, and quoted, my loves. I refused to actually copy it, as I told my friend who was taken to heaven by me. I didn't see him on Sunday. As I said, where I was extremely strange. Too many people hiding too much stuff from me has happened. So I didn't walk Burnett Road, but expect to see me solitary, walking, because that's what I do. It's good for me. I'm going to get a bike in soon in the garage so that I can have aerobics without walking some, to give my ankles a break occasionally. It's only the swelling has gone to my left side and it's only a little bit swollen today. So I will apply some stuff and keep my feet up because I'm not walking until the evening. Here I'm changing my schedule, which is hard for me because I've changed for so many people to try to accommodate them that, you know, it feels selfish to me, trained as highly in Christianity as I am, to only accommodate myself. But indeed, I can only accommodate myself. When I accommodate myself, that means I stand on a stool and hang a bird feeder up for my birds and got to look at my neighbor's yard and the bunny was there. When I accommodate myself, I talk to all the animals and to make sure they're comfortable with me. And I have 2 cups of this excellent coffee. That is my first cup. And I ceremoniously lit my owl for one of, I think I'm on my 4th child. So that will carefully go in that book. My Miracle Ball Method book is sitting there because I must do my exercises. I'm having to force myself because people are still pulling me apart and I still feel bad because I don't have anybody. I have 0 people to nourish me. But I had a daughter painfully say, you know, I just, more support. And sweetheart, I will tell you this. What I said to you is the truth. There is too much codependency everywhere. We expect way too much support from one another. I'm as guilty as you are to a degree, but you're going to learn this concept. We must comfort ourselves, and out of the space of comforting ourselves and solving our own issues, emotionally and otherwise, then we give from a place of wholeness. Is the only way out of the bullshit that happened to your mother and you. I'm 58 telling you this. I was completely set free to make the choices that I made by Rudolf Steiner's The Philosophy of Freedom, a modern philosophy of the life developed by scientific methods. I am in section 2 and will be doing another chapter today. The Reality of Freedom, the Factors of Life was chapter 9. So let me find it. Chapter 10 is the idea of freedom. I'm turning the page. I have to find it. The thing is with okay. Let's see. The thing is with Steiner, I have to speed read what I really cannot use because of my and people around me's evolution, so that I just don't get beat up that much more because nobody's listening. Nobody's listening. Okay, and that's a problem. And nobody's listening to each other, and so I'm in a world where we're all individuals. And I've already ministered, and well, it's a cult. I literally have someone who is very cultish in their individuality and very blind. And it has produced a blindness in my entire family. That is why I took the move that I did somewhere that I know to take it, because of my authority and my voice on my blogs is established. I have practiced for years, painfully being rejected the whole way. I've established my ministry and told someone in my life, until this that you said to me about 2 years ago happens, I have to stay with my social media, my mystical and my physical, what person that I have created. I have literally created myself. By the time I'm 60, I am a whole new creation. But if I hit delete on any of my social media, part of me goes away that I carved out. And they say they feel sad, that they're sorry. And no, they're not. I am sick and tired of people telling me that they are sorry. No, you are not. Shut up. Say nothing. You have nothing to say to me that I will appreciate. And you did this. I didn't. The lack of communication skills in all small letters, quote unquote, United States of America, is so great. It is, in words, the definition of hell. Everything coming out of most mouths is hell. It's so bad. There's a whole lot of reasons why, so I'm not even gonna try. Here it is. I put it in purple. It's so important. So let me make sure I'm in the correct chapter and remind you of it, since I had just a little something to say right there. Yeah, chapter 10, the idea of freedom. See, you have no idea what freedom is, small a America. None. Zero. You're just about using money and strong-arming everybody. 100% accurate. Go look at the news. Quote unquote, this is in the book I have, this is page 65. The animal instinct which drives a man to a criminal act does not belong to what is individual in him. Okay, I'm going to back off of it for a second. Keep in mind that me, as Tara, Kara, the whole me, has told many people this concept so many ways, so many times, and I'm still bullied. You're definitely not listening. I have never been listened to. 58 years. A new creation by 60. And I've never been listened to. If I didn't serve you exactly the way you said I should serve you, I got picked apart, and you know that's the truth, whoever you are. So don't talk to me about paradigms of this and that and the other. Don't talk to me about little groups here and there. Don't talk to me about peace. There will be no peace until you make it correct for the women in your life who gave you the life you have to be bullying everybody, to be ugly in your private life and hide it. We gave you that life, and you don't respect us for it. And then that's where the issues start. And don't think you can just sidle up to us on Mother's Day and our birthdays. No, it doesn't work that way. In the details, I'm trying to talk to a mature personage here in the audience, and I don't know. The only one I see standing is the king himself. And I'm talking about lower than the angels. Who knows where he is today? I can see him. And he's the only one standing. And there are no archangels in the room who protect me on a regular basis. If they come in around me and they're tall, you can guarantee they're archangels with a penis. They're always nice to me. They're always making sure I'm safe. It is anywhere I go. And that's been since I started in this ministry. And I have some really weird things that happen that, here's the thing, is I am the bridge now in my family. So I'll close this strange video that, okay, I guess what I will do is I will put it on Inoctera 666 as well, as since I read the poetry. So it's going on two blogs. I dealt with an extremely tall young man at Cathedral of Praise back in the day. And I have been through so much since then. Who do I think that was? It is possible it was my brother. He would not speak to me. He acted very strange, and I happened to have seen a representation of about the way he was acting. He was in heaven. He had no clothes on. No, I didn't see his body. I just knew he was completely vulnerable before the heavenlies in a dark room, and then he came forth. But the thing is he was wearing a tiny necklace of a ruby, and all that I know is that my oldest son bought ruby earrings for the daughter in July, and she still has them. So there's people in my family protecting me 100% of the time. They're called my children. And I've said that over and over, and I had to pass through a last temptation to do some things because some of my older children have gotten ugly verbally to my son and I. And he doesn't know the truths, and neither do I. And so on that property, we're stuck. My dad prophesied that he was stuck. He was prophesying about his oldest grandson and his daughter. But my dad also prophesied about a third house church. And did I not tell you that it was a little strange last Sunday? But I've been telling you across many videos that my dad's prophecy has come true in small a America, small a Austin, small t Texas. And if you want me to start capitalizing again, respect the messenger already. In all capitals, Tara. I've given you flat out instructions on my main blog. That's all I'm going to say about that, because I am sick of you. I am sick of people. I have become what I kept saying I was going to become, a recluse. And the person I was helping on Sunday had to become a recluse, has been attacked so much. And it was a vagina. We are so attacked, it's ridiculous. All right. The animal instinct which drives a man to a criminal act does not belong to what is individual in him, but rather to that which is most general in him, to that which is equally present in all individuals. We can all turn criminal. The individual element in me is not my organism with its instincts and feelings, but rather the unified world of ideas which reveals itself through this organism. My instincts, cravings, passions justify no further assertion about me than that I belong to the general species man. I belong, let me write alongside Rudolf Steiner, I belong to the general species girl. The fact that something ideal expresses itself in its own unique way through these instincts, passions, and feelings constitutes my individuality. So let me find, to close this, strange video, but yesterday was strange. So don't blame me. Blame small a Austin, small t Texas. Don't blame me. My videos are going to be as strange as Austin's been. And you know, they like weird. Shut up around me. I don't want your pert little fucking statements. The Philosophy of Freedom by Rudolf Steiner. This is already on the blog. 5th of June, 2024. I drew a pagan circle and have a phoenix on one side and some pretty stripes on the other. Ethical individualism. I have yet to see an ethical individualism. You want to understand about that? Go read his book. Study to show yourself approved, Baptist preachers. Jung's too high level for you. You need something way more simple than that, you assholes. The Pope, I'm talking to you, fucker. Fucker. Now, I do appreciate what you're doing for homosexuals and trans people. I appreciate your statements, but you're a piece of shit yourself. I hadn't seen good leadership come out of anything religious ever in my lifetime. So don't expect that story to get any different until I see a way more pastors in jail. I am one person who understands about pagan circles. circles. The king is the only one who lets people in Judah's pagan circles, any of them set. That's a metaphysical idea. So he gets to use his free will now. I've used plenty of mine in 58 years. I kept telling people, warning them, there was going to come a point where he's in charge. He is. This is Beaty-Coffey, and only Beaty-Coffey of the Ministry of Uncovered.